So I've mentioned 2 or 3 times that I'm not trying to recreate what it means to be homeless because I have lots of support around me. And so one of the unseen faces for you has been Christi. And so Christi's on the bench with me right now. And so I guess I just want to thank you, number one, for taking on this project with me. But maybe you could share a little bit about your motivation. Why would you even want to do this? Why would a mom, all right, want to spend time away from her kids to sit out here and screen people for some idiotic guy who wants to sit on a bench for 24 hours? What would motivate you to even do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, I don't really know much about Bridge Street Mission. I know kind of the goal of it, the mission, a few people that are involved, but have never been involved myself. And yeah, I mean, over the last couple of years, I, started my own business as a stay-at-home mom, and have been more and more interested in getting involved.
Oh, I am sorry.
Thanks. Have been more and more involved in interested in getting involved in the community and making connections. And I have been in staffing for a long time. So there are a lot of instances where I talk to people who have maybe just got out of prison, or you see huge gaps in their work history, and there are questions around that. And it's hard in the staffing industry and kind of that topic, but I've always been a very empathetic person, and I know a lot of people's stories are not easy. Mine is not anything like the gentleman that we just heard from, but I mean, I know that my story is not easy, and a lot of people have stories like that, and a lot of people don't know that. And it's so easy to, drive past Walmart and see someone out there with a sign, and you have ideas in your head, and you have no idea what their story is. And I mean, like we just heard, it wasn't always like that. There's things that happen that are tough, and it's hard to process. And I think just as a community, the mission of this event and the organization to spread awareness around that, and just spread love around. They're people. They're people to love and people to help, and they have stories just like we all do. Was something that was, really important to me. And, I, yes, maybe made a sacrifice of a little less sleep, a little longer day. My husband is home with the kids, but the sacrifice that you guys make, and a lot of these organizations that do so much for the community, and so much for, individuals that are going through a hard time, was, kind of inspiring and motivating, and something I really wanted to be a part of, and I'm glad I did. It's very cool to see this.
So one of the assignments I gave Christi was I brainstormed about 70 different names of people that we wanted to invite to the bench, because I thought they might make some good conversations for us for that. And so as you called and reached out to all those people, anything to share from that experience, how they impacted you as you kind of got to know them around that? So I guess I'm looking, is there any stories from those 70 phone calls?
Yeah, not anything crazy. I mean, one thing that struck me was just how willing most people were. I talked to a lot of people where we're on the phone for 5 minutes, and they're, here's my schedule. Oh, no, I can't do that time. Okay, can I move this around? Can we do this time? And really making the effort to make it work, which I think meant a lot. I mean, everyone's busy. Schedules are busy. Family life is busy. So just to make the time to come out here to have a conversation was really cool to see. And yeah, I mean, honestly, it gave me more of an idea of what is going on in the community. I have heard of Neighbor's Place and the women's community and Bridge Street, but I mean, community partner campus, didn't really know what they were all about. I had no idea Northern Valley Industries, offered the opportunities that they do and the support that they have for people. So it was really cool, just enlightening for me too, to see what was out there. And also I think just sparks a little bit of, how can I get more involved? There's so many ways to get involved, in talking to so many people and having so many conversations. The opportunity's definitely out there. It's not going to be hard to find it if, I want to make the time.
Okay. So, good. from maybe someone who hasn't had as much experience, what if someone would say, who is the homeless person? All right. What would you, how would you define who is the person struggling with homelessness? Who is that person?
Yeah.
And maybe start with what you would have thought prior to getting involved.
Right. Yeah. All right. Honest. We're being honest
Yeah.
here. We're having an honest conversation. I think for me, and probably for a lot of people, you know, you see someone homeless, and the obvious answer is they don't have a home. They don't have somewhere to go home at night and warm up and keep their stuff. But I think the misconception that I think I, you know, thought for a long time is, well, they, you know, they're an addict, they got into trouble, they made bad mistakes. Not that it's all their fault, but kind of the idea that, well, they got themselves there, right? Which is, that's just an honest answer. That's not a, you know, that's not great. But I think through some of these conversations, and especially I think Aaron, that talked about, you know, what his past looked like. And he had a job and a career and a family, and it took one thing of losing someone really important. And mental health is something that I don't think is talked about near enough. And it's hard to handle that if you aren't taught how to handle mental health and difficult emotions. I mean, that can get on top of you quickly. And so I think, you know, the thought is shifting, and I, you know, hopefully through this shifts for a lot of people into like, there's a lot of decisions made, but you can't put 100% fault on someone who's in this situation, because again, you don't know their story. There could be family issues and health issues and so much that got them there that had nothing to do with, you know, their decisions.
All right. Well, I'm going to release you from the bench because I see some people standing out front. I'm not sure if that's
my job.
Curious or if they're interested in having a conversation. So we will let you maybe go and see who that is.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Craig.
you. All right.